We could be heading overseas again as early as July with plans for a Singapore-Australia travel bubble underway.
In a major boost to tourism, the deal would also open up for the border for international students and business travellers and give the tens of thousands of Aussies stranded overseas a route home. The proposal will be dependent on the ability of both countries to provide a proof of vaccination certificate to travellers.
Tourism Minister Dan Tehan joins us now. Minister, there have been a few dates thrown around for our borders to reopen. Is July achievable?
Oh, look, it'll depend on the rollout of the vaccine, both here in Australia and globally, all the medical advice that we get as a result of that vaccine rollout. But we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can when it comes to planning. We've obviously attempted to open up a bubble with New Zealand. At the moment, that's a one-way bubble. We're hoping that New Zealand will allow Australians in without quarantining in the coming months. And Singapore have expressed an interest when I put it to them, if we could get that bubble expanded between New Zealand, Australia and Singapore, or one just operating with Singapore itself, that would be another step in the right direction to starting to open up our borders.
OK, so there'd be no quarantining and it would be compulsory to have that vaccine. That's how it would work, would it?
Well, obviously we have to take the medical advice, but the ideal situation would be that you would have proof of vaccination, and that would mean that you wouldn't have to do the quarantining. Now, Singapore already, you have to do a test upon arrival, and once that test is negative, then you're free to move around the country. So they've already got some steps in place. This will be something that we'll have as part of those discussions, but that would be the ideal scenario.
Yeah, which is great for our tourist industry, which you announced a package last week ahead of JobKeeper coming off. Now the hospitality industry is saying, hey, can we have a similar package for us? Are you considering that?
Well, obviously what we wanted to achieve through our tourism package was to get Australians moving again, to get them travelling again to the wonderful destinations we've got right across this country. And what we're hoping is once they get there, what they've saved on an airfare, and there are discount airfares already out there, and I say to all Australians, book an airfare now. Our package starts in April, but there are discount airfares there now. Get out there, travel, and what you're saving on your airfares at the moment, go to a pub and spend. Go to one of our wonderful tourist attractions and spend. And that's the best way we can help support the 660,000 jobs in our tourism industry. We've already seen demand increase with regards to interest and bookings when it comes to flights. Obviously, more discount flights come on board at the beginning of April. So if I could just say to all Australians, have the confidence to travel, make sure that you turn your intent to travel into actually doing so, and that's the best way we can support our travel industry and our tourism industry more broadly. And
welcomed by a lot of those regional areas. Sydney, Melbourne, hotel occupancy rates under 35%. They're screaming out for help.
Yes, so we had discussions with the airlines before we announced this package, and at the moment, if you go online, you can see there are ticket prices as low as $60 to get between Melbourne and Sydney. So for anyone who's thinking of going to either Melbourne or Sydney, grab some of those cheap available flights. We'll keep working with the airlines on this package as it continues to roll out. And Tourism Australia obviously launched their very successful Holiday Here campaign with a focus on getting people back to our capital cities the week before last. So we want to do everything we can to drive that demand into our capital cities, into our regions. Just so many wonderful places to go and visit in our nation. So please, to all Australians, get out there and do it.
OK.
Minister, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.